This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. And you tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's up with you, my boy? Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. You good. I'm all right, man. Life is life, man. Just trying to
Yeah.
survive out here in this world, man. For the most
Yeah.
part. Well, how about you, man? Everything good?
Man, let me tell you something. I feel like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness right now. My head is everywhere, brother. Okay, it's
Uh,
in 1,000 different places. Um, I'm doing good though, man. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Just I got a lot mentally that I'm working on right now, and I'm trying to focus on at least one of them. So you know what I'm saying. But outside of that, man, everything been going pretty good. Before we get into the episode, man, I want you guys to make sure that you do your due diligence and make sure that you are following us on all platforms on Instagram and Twitter at ViewerNonPod, on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group, on YouTube with youtube.com/Viewers Anonymous. I don't know why I said that, but I could have just said Viewers Anonymous. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop an episode. Patreon.com/Viewers Anonymous. Become a viewer. Join up. $2.99 a month. You know what I'm saying? Way, way less than what you'll have to send one of those charity things when they be feeding them little kids in Africa or India or one of them, whatever country they in now. And then last but not least, if you are listening to or watching this on any other platform, stop what you're doing. Look at the time that you at, pause it, go over to Spotify, restart it there at that time that you stopped at, and continue watching it on Spotify. Also, make sure to go hit the follow button under Spotify when you search for us under Viewers Anonymous. All right, I take a little breath real quick. All right, man, listen. Today we have the Scammer's Guide. You know what I'm saying to to life, basically. We have a documentary that came out on Netflix this year called Con Mom. Basically, Con Mom, for those who don't speak British. Um, this story is about this story is about a man named, what's his nigga name? Something Hornigold, Graham Hornigold.
Graham, yeah.
Um, yeah, it's about a pastry chef named Graham Hornigold who reconnects with his long lost mother. And in the process of reconnecting with his long lost mother, he ends up getting scammed out of pretty much everything in his life during a very crucial,
300,000.
yeah, during a very crucial time in his life as well.
That's
Um, and,
okay. I'm gonna be quiet.
and we also find out that his mother, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, I don't think that's his mom.
That so you think they lied about the DNA test?
Bro, she lied about every goddamn thing out
No,
there.
it wasn't her. They actually did. You don't remember? They actually did a
Hey,
DNA
I
test.
I wouldn't be surprised if she found a way to intercept that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. At this point, I don't know.
Oh
Anything
man!
you say is a fucking lie to me. I'm sorry. But
Holy shit!
basically, he reconnects with his long lost mother who shows up at right in the nick of time to ruin this nigga's life at the most crucial point in time of his life. So where do we start on this shit, bro? Because this was I'm not gonna lie to you, this was for me this was a very shocking documentary to watch.
It was, and you mentioned it multiple times already at the beginning of the pod. At the time of his life where it started to fucking peak.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, bro. Nigga found a
That for
girl. Nigga about to have a
you know what I mean?
kid. Nigga, I'm talking about nigga life is just accelerating, my nigga.
Yes. And
Mm.
she came and pulled the emergency brake on this shit. Like the timing part is what makes this documentary even more intriguing
Yeah.
because we're talking about a guy who, he's doing his chef and shit. Girl comes along. Honestly, I'm just thinking like, nah, like this lady probably not gonna give this guy the time of day. But nah, she fucks with him. You know what I mean? She really fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? They in this shit together. They cooking together. COVID come, and you was hearing like there was a lot of relationships that started during COVID, but COVID was a weird time. First of all, let's start there. COVID was a
Right.
weird time because some people met people during COVID, started a COVID relationship. Some people realized that they really didn't like their partners because of COVID because they was home with them all day. And so they was like, look, this person was cool to be with after I worked for 8-9 hours, but now I'm with this motherfucker all day. They're like, nah, we good. So like it was just a lot of shit going on around the whole COVID area. So this dude relationship is flourishing during COVID.
Literally. Bro, look, wait. And I'm gonna tell you how you know it's flourishing. Because these niggas was happy together during COVID.
Yes.
At a time when divorce rates shot up out the sky, deaths were shooting up out the sky, homicides probably was shooting up out the sky, suicides were shooting up out the sky. Um, just the worst of the worst was going down. Niggas was so sick of their wives, they went outside to risk catching COVID to get away from them. Okay. That's how it was during the pandemic. Meanwhile, these two are in fucking La La Land having the time of their lives, bro. They baking pastries together. Nigga, they recording each other on video, laughing and having fun and just enjoying life, bro. They just enjoying life. um they sitting there coming up with new recipes. They online showing, you know what I'm saying, niggas how to cook together and shit. Like this, it was, when I tell you, bro, they was living it up during COVID. They was
Mhm.
living it up.
They were. And so now let me say this.
Mhm.
For the essential workers out here, COVID didn't do a goddamn thing for us because we was out there every day. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I was delivering more packages during COVID than any peak season we had. So peak season
Oh yeah.
starts
Because everybody was
basically
locked up.
from from Thanksgiving to
Yeah.
Christmas. That's our peak season.
Okay.
Bro, we were delivering more packages during
Oh
COVID
shit. I bet.
than any peak season. So
I bet.
so it wasn't a situation where I was at home, you know what I'm saying, seeing if I really wanted to be with this girl or not.
Yeah.
Like it was it
Wasn't no
was
pastry making.
yeah, yeah,
Wasn't no cakes being baked in that motherfucker. He was at
hell
work.
nah.
He was at work.
I was at work, you know what I'm saying, getting these packages out. You know what I'm saying? Getting pimples and shit from wearing them damn mask around my
Yeah,
damn face in the damn heat, sweating and all that. So anyway, they thriving doing COVID, but they about to have a
man.
COVID baby.
Yep.
And then, and I'll tell you something before I okay, so let me get this out. Then I say what I was gonna say. So then he gets an email out of the blue, suddenly. This woman saying how she is his mother, basically. She's had a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of other shit in the email, but basically she is his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's asking her all of these questions. She's answering all the questions. She's right on all the shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, but it's got to be real. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, how would she know these intimate details? I was born in Germany and all this type of shit. Like, how would she know these intimate details about me? He was like, yeah, my faces and stuff is out there publicly, but there's details about me that's not in the public that she knows.
Right.
Then I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking about during this whole time. So I'm sitting here watching the shit, and this dude, decides to go out and go visit her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time I'm thinking, we end up getting the answer, but I'm like, why does dude that reach out to his father?
Fuck
And I'm
that,
thinking,
nigga. Where was the strife? Where was the anger? Where was the hate for her leaving you? You know what I'm saying, and kicking you to the fucking curb, and you living in a fucking foster situation
he was
because your
not no
father
foster situation, man.
he was in a foster situation. She dropped that
Man,
nigga off at the motherfucker. She dropped that nigga off at the firehouse, man. Fuck
man, that
that,
she
bro. This
did,
nigga had to
man.
grow up. This nigga had to grow up with his dad and his stepmom, bro. Never knowing nothing about his mom, nothing about none of this shit, bro.
Well, see,
And
I'm
this
glad
nigga
you
ain't
said
he
that.
ain't questioned none of that shit. My nigga just went along with it.
I'm glad you said that because he said
Hmm.
his father really basically never brought her up. And it has to be a reason of why.
Well,
Why
we
you
know
never
why.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We know
We
now.
know why.
But why he
Still
why
don't
he
know why.
never spoke about this woman?
Yeah.
She was an endangerment to society, bro.
Facts. This she needed to be on the terrorist list. That motherfucker was a financial terror, bro. She needed to be on FBI, CIA's, IRS, all that shit, bro. She needed to be caught. This motherfucker. Let me tell you something, bro. This is why I find this shit so fucking intriguing. Because we always hear stories about old people getting these emails from like Nigerian princes or
hmm
you know what I'm saying, this guy that can help them turn their money into shit. We watched The Beekeeper. The Beekeeper
Yeah.
was about, you know what I'm saying, people hacking into, you know what I'm saying, people's older people's accounts and all that with retirement firms and all this other stuff. So we
Yep.
always see our elders on the bad end of the stick. This was the first one I seen that was like, fuck that. I'm getting in the game. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to get out here and get to this money. You hear me? She tore everybody's ass up. Nobody
Every-
was none the wiser. This is my thing. Where are these people at in everyday life? Why don't I never get a chance to run into people like this? Because if I could, I'd scam them as well.
Man, that's just like so you remember hearing that situation where this woman got scammed out of I think it was 200,000, but she thought she was talking to Chris Brown.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, yo, you deserve to lose 200,000.
Cause
What
what the
make you
fuck do you
think
think Chris
why
Brown got
why would Chris Brown be
$200,000?
messaging you asking you for money?
A motherfucker he don't know from Adam to Eve, bro. This nigga just, hey, you look like somebody with some money. Do you think you can loan me $200,000 in return? I'll give you 1 million, man. I'm, I'm gonna tell you what's even worse. I'm gonna tell you what's even worse. What about the people like uh that are on these are the ones that get me all the time. The people that are online who get scammed by the Nigerian princes. You know what I'm saying? First they tell them, well, we can meet and you could be my wife and I'll bring you over here and you can live amongst the people and everything else and all this other shit and I take you shopping and all this other stuff. And then in the midst of all that, you ain't never met this person. You don't know who this person is. You don't know how this person got your email, no nothing. And you just having a back and forth conversation with this motherfucker. You fall in love through an email and just be sending this motherfucker money. You be sending this motherfucker pictures, all kind of shit, bro. And this is the thing that always gets me. It's always the least attractive person in the world. That always it's always the most least attractive person in the world, bro. When you see the people it is, you be like, there's no way you thought that a prince came across your profile and was like, hey, I want to marry this person.
Yo,
Like,
It's
come
funny
on,
you
bro.
say that. It's funny you say that, bro, because the thing is, they don't think that, right? But people who think now, okay, and I've talked about confidence issues on this podcast multiple
Mhm,
times. Even though I got that shit, I got something still in me that knows I know I'm not an ugly guy, right?
right.
I'm going somewhere with this. So
Mhm,
I remember I'm running a route and so I was like, man, I'm gonna go get some lunch. I was like, I'll run to, you know what I'm saying, to a Mickey D's real quick.
mhm.
So I run up in there and I'm getting, oh, Mr. FedEx man, all this shit. I'm like, here we go,
Not Mr. FedEx, man.
so I'm sitting here, I order my food and shit. And so the girl kind of like, little sneak shit, sneaking little stuff in there, but I ain't paying no attention. So
Mhm.
then uh so they call somebody's order and it was like, nope, it's not you, Mr. FedEx, not yet. All this little stuff, right? So so then they called me up there. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about, let me tell you something. If okay, so I use viewers anonymous rating. Okay, we go
Mhm.
we go 5.
Yeah.
This bitch a solid 2, bro.
Hey.
And like, and she's sitting there like
Mhm.
now gave me my receipt, but like the way she handed it to me, I knew like, oh shit, she done put a number on this shit, right?
Hey.
So she,
I'm with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm with it.
so-
A good. I'll say this before you finish. Let me cut off real quick. Before you finish, a solid two can easily turn into a six with a good personality and a great sense of humor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it real.
Listen,
I'm telling you, that's the one thing about women that I always admire is when they have a great personality, like when they got real confidence. And I ain't talking about like delusional confidence, where it's like
yeah,
you keep calling yourself, I'm a baddie, I'm a bad, but you know you're not a bad. I'm saying like when when they really have confidence in themselves, as far as you know what I'm saying, they they are very aware of who they are. They're not trying to fake being something that they not. You know what I'm saying? Like um they are honest with themselves. You know what I mean? Like if she can't sing, she not gonna try to sing. She might sing and make it a joke, but she knows she can't sing. But
yeah,
then like when you got that person who's singing and you like, man, you know good and goddamn well you can't sing. But still be trying to sing, you be like, all right, I'm cool. But the person who knows that they can't sing, you like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? At least you know you can't sing. You might, hum a little tune or whatever. But that's the type of confidence that I'm talking about. When you are comfortable with who you are, and then not only that, you can make jokes and you actually funny. Oh man, yeah, yeah, it'll get me
yeah.
every time. I ain't gonna lie.
And I hear everything you're saying, but the moral of the story is
He said no.
I was disappointed in myself of thinking you thought you had a shot with me.
Yeah.
So that lowered my confidence. That made me feel worse. Cause like I'm married at this time. This is when I was
Mhm.
still married. So it's like you want to know if you still got it, even though you married. You're like, oh,
And you still got it.
nah, I felt like I didn't. Cause it's like, what made you think I would ever
No.
entertain you?
Hey,
Nah,
listen,
bro,
see,
nah.
see, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm talking about. You have to understand. It's not about the fact that you was going to accept or deny her advances. It was the fact that she advanced at you. You know how tough it is for a woman to see somebody that she likes and make advances towards them. That's very tough for a woman because women don't know how to deal with rejection.
Well, yeah, cause see, I thought about it because I was not interested at all, and I was gonna
Right.
throw the number away on the trash
Hmm.
can on the way out, but I was like, they might be watching me, so I was like, I'm
Now
just
you don't
gonna
want to
let
do
her.
that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You don't
So
see
I
no
just,
spit in your food.
so I just kept it. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and threw it away with my food later on that day. But the moral of the story is what you were saying. Like the ugly people be the people getting scammed.
Well, not the
Well, not
I ain't
ugly, but
not the
like,
ugly. That's why I use the word the least attractive. And the reason
yeah.
I use the word least attractive is because it'll be somebody like she might look decent. Like she might be a decent looking person. Don't get me wrong. She might be kind of but she just ain't, she ain't got all of them up there. So you should be talking and you'll be like, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I use the word. That's why I use the word least attractive. However, though, back to your Burger King story, I will say this, and this is where a lot of dudes fail. No, just hear me out. I will say this, and this is where a lot of dudes fail. Right? We look at certain women and we'll be like, I never talked to her. I never, she ain't in my league. Da-da-da. Meanwhile, it's like at least 100 dudes that we don't know nothing about that are in her inbox, begging her, bro, to to go out on a date. Every last one of them. It's at least 100 dudes begging. I'm talking about they talking to themselves in the inbox, trying to get her attention.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? One man's two is another man's five.
I mean, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? One
this is
man's
true.
two is another man's five. But like I said, like just the fact that it'd be like the most least attractive people. And so when you see that, you like, okay, once you, like I said, sometimes you'll hear them talking, be like, oh, I understand why they got you. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why you fell for this. This was a nice spin because at this time, this was, like I said, somebody that's older who knew how to play the game. And I'm talking about played the game at the highest level
Yeah,
because the people that she was running into and the story that she was giving and the lie that was told was, first and foremost, bravo for the lie. She's the illegitimate daughter of a king of some, I don't know what the fuck the country was. I have
yeah.
no
I
idea.
forgot the country. Yeah,
But
Primo.
okay, yes, this is my thing. If she's the illegitimate king, I mean, she's the illegitimate child of this king, right?
Mm-hmm.
This nigga is for sure dead. Cause she about 80, 90 years old. So ain't no way he even kicking it anymore. This nigga is with the
That's
ancestors
a
at this
great
point.
point.
This nigga is with the ancestors, okay? She's like 80 something.
Unless he's Dr. Sebi or some shit.
Man, nigga, Dr. Sebi was 80. That's what I'm saying. Him and her was the same age. So that shit was out the way. Bro, this nigga didn't think to be like, man, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the royal bloodline. I'm like, damn, something like a prince. Like that shit, that's what I'm saying. Like this, it was something about this nigga too. When he one of them least attractive people that I'm talking about. He's one of those least attractive people that I'm talking about because some of the shit that this nigga was saying and doing, I'm like, hey man, you not, you don't got them all, my guy. You don't got them all.
Yeah, yeah. That lie, but also you have to combo it with the cancer shit because for her to say, and see, this is the thing, she was able to. She had like compound lies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
the greatest
you
compound lies.
had
Her shit
you
stacked up like
had
Legos.
my
Her shit was stacking up like Legos, my nigga.
like so she had, you know what I'm saying, the father that was a king or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have the whole thing of damn, we were just saying it. I got
Cancer.
cancer.
Yep.
Then it's COVID. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't get access to your money because of COVID for some
Let me
odd
tell you
reason.
something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro. That's how right then and there is where I knew the lie was being told. That's
Because
what the
bankers
motherfucker
were
everything
working
else
at
to me.
home.
Not even that, nigga. They was giving money away during COVID.
This is true.
Nigga,
I
I
mean, we
mean, they
got
was
we got
giving it away.
shoot 1,500. You know what I'm saying
And I'm just
here
talking
and
about, I'm just talking about in America. I know for a fact they was doing the same thing in the UK.
yo, it was even crazier in the UK. They was getting way more benefits than we were getting
So you mean to
during that
tell
time.
me exactly, bro. You mean to tell me this nigga didn't think, all right, your wires ain't going through or your money ain't going through. Okay, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes things happen. Nigga, every time you need something to happen, nigga, your wire just don't go through. Either you don't got it or or you know what I'm saying, some shit here is a little, you know what I'm saying, it's some greasy shit going on that you ain't telling me about. Because you got all this money that you don't got no access to. Come on,
but
man.
but you got all these companies
Yeah.
all over the world,
Yeah.
bro. We're not talking about just I gotta, I got this one business. No,
Hmm.
this bitch got like 20 businesses, like
Yeah.
all over the world.
She walking around with a lawyer
She,
and an accountant.
but she couldn't find you until you were 45.
Fuck
When
that.
she
She
got
walking around with
no,
a
we
lawyer and an accountant, and
yeah.
you can't get access to your money. Get that accountant nigga on the phone and get this shit settled. What we talking about?
And so she trying to, you know what I'm saying, got this dude flying out to Switzerland right when his child is born and shit. Oh, it's just gonna be 4 days. We got some
Which is
papers to sign.
crazy. Beefing with this nigga wife.
This is that too, but you go into a bank. Like, I'm trying to figure out
Hmm.
how did this woman get into the private room above the bank? She knew people to get her in a private room above the bank. But y'all are in there
Hmm.
and y'all just chopping it up, taking pictures and shit. But you ain't signing no papers.
Or getting no fucking money.
Oh, it's gonna be 4 more days. Oh, it's gonna be 4 more days. Like,
And she telling them that this ain't the nigga that run the account coming back. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We got some issues. No, the nigga in the suit ain't even in there.
no, but then when you get just a little bit suspicious, oh,
Hmm.
I'm peeing red. I'm peeing blood. You
Yeah,
know what I
see,
mean?
that's when I know that was another thing. When they showed the picture of it, come on, man.
That shit
I
was
know
red as
Kool-Aid when I see
fuck.
Kool-Aid, bro. Fuck out of here, man. Blood don't look like that, big dog. If you've ever lived with a woman during her menstrual cycle, you know good and goddamn well that's not how that shit look, bro. This nigga had a wife. You know what blood in the toilet look like, bro.
Hey, hey, boy, that shit was red fruit punch, man.
Come on, man.
That was high
Come
C.
on, come on, man.
Really?
That shit was that shit was clearly food coloring.
Man, he ain't know no better, man.
Green as fuck, bro. This nigga was green. Okay, so this is my thing. She played on the heartstrings, right? Oh, you my missing son, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. First off, he didn't ask enough questions for me. It wasn't enough questioning. It wasn't enough, you know what I'm saying, suspicion going on. None of this shit. This nigga just instantly with it. My mom. Oh, I miss her. I got so much to talk about. First off, I'm in the middle of having a baby, mom. You gonna have to come here. I'm not going to goddamn Switzerland right now. That shit is out the question. First off, I don't even want to travel no way because of COVID.
That's another thing that was weird. Was how
You
much
see
they
what I'm
were
saying?
traveling during COVID.
Come on, man. I'm talking about getting it off though. No issues.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
that was weird
I
as fuck.
I thought that was weird. I thought that was weird as well. And it to me, like, we can sit back hindsight being 2020, but like, even before I finished the documentary, and even though
Mm-hmm.
I knew, because see, I didn't even watch the trailer. I didn't even know what this was about, really. I knew
Mm-hmm.
it was a con situation because of the
Mm-hmm.
name of the doc. But like, when you start to listen to some cons, it's like, bro, it's like some shit. That's just like you get a text message. Your USPS package is not getting delivered until, click this link. I ain't know the shit. The fuck I'm gonna click a link for it when I know I didn't order nothing.
Let
You
me
know
tell
what I
you something,
mean?
bro. They had
Like,
a scam going around Ohio talking about toll booths. Oh, your toll is your toll. It was something like you have an overdue toll pay or something like that. I've never traveled in Ohio and went past a toll booth a day in my life. Anywhere I've been in Ohio, I've never seen a toll. I don't know what a fucking toll booth look like. So when I got the message, I was like, "Who the fuck has been in my car using toll booth?" Because I don't know what a toll booth looks like. I instantly knew it was a scam, bro. I always know scams. My first thing I do is I look at the number and then I look at the area code. I just want to know where the area code come from.
Yeah.
That tell you everything you need to know. I was about to get scammed by a nigga in Ottawa because they sent me a text message which was off rip weird. It was something about my car insurance. So at first I'm reading it, but I'm in the process of doing something else. So I'm reading. I'm like, my car insurance, the fuck. Then I thought about it. I was like, so I go look on my car insurance shit. I'm looking everything up to date, and I go look at the thing, and I noticed this weird ass area code. I'm like, why the fuck would they be sending me that from this area code? I look at the area code. It's in Ottawa. I didn't even know that area Ottawa had area codes.
Yo, you stupid.
So yeah, they getting real slick with some of the shit that they doing, man.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
But before we continue, gotta pay a bill real quick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to W Energy.
Yes, sir.
So if you're tired of energy drinks, they give y'all little to no results. Then W Energy got you covered with a selection of energy or hydration drink mix and not a view, but a variety of unique flavors, great tasting flavors. I got my cup with me, but I got a cold one today, so not drinking anything healthy. Um, but it gives you no jitters, no crash, zero sugar, zero filter, just clean energy.
And that's right. With ingredients like coffee, fruit extract, and B vitamins, W is the best choice for energy or hydration. You can even get a cool shaker to mix your drink in, just like the one S Dot just showed you. Or you can get one with designs inspired by content creators, anime shows, and even some video games. Right now, the solo leveling campaign is still going strong. I want to say that they just released some new shakers. I know they just released a new flavor, so I believe it's like three flavors overall. But it's a few more shakers that you can get. So if you are a solo leveling anime fan, this is the one for you. Um, Head over to w.gg and use our code VAPOD for 10% off your next order. That's w.gg using our code VAPOD for 10% off your next order. Fuel up and stay focused with W.
All right, bet. So it's like I was saying earlier, like hindsight being 2020, but like some stuff is just kind of obvious. Where you like, hold on, man, like something ain't adding up. Like the more and more he's talking, and the more this woman is talking, and even the more the wife is talking, it's like, yo, some of this shit is not adding up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here like thinking, like this is throughout this shit. I'm thinking, why you didn't reach out to your father, bro? There had to be a reason why, because there's not a lot of situations where you hear the father took a child away from a mother,
Right.
and the mother is nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found, and the guy never talked about it. Then we find out the father was super abusive, he was an alcoholic, all this type shit. I'm
Yep, he
starting
was
to
in the
think,
military too.
yeah, I'm starting to think I know why he was an alcoholic and an abusive.
She took all his
Military,
goddamn money.
though, I think she fucked him over
Bro,
big
she
time.
ran off on the plug twice. You hear me? Hey man, left that nigga stranded with a baby, my nigga.
Hey, exactly. Exactly, bro. Man, like you said, ran off on the plug on this dude and left him broke and probably in debt. And that's another reason, on top of being in the military, why he was
Mm-hmm.
drinking and why he was abusive to this little dude. Dad
Absolutely.
probably looked at him like, man, you what's that
You
motherfucking
look
name?
just like that.
Exactly. I was trying to find her name. So man, he stepped on his head. I ain't being funny. I ain't being funny, but he stepped on his head because he's like, man, you remind me of this bitch, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so he was just mad. But then I found out, well, then we all found out he didn't really talk to his dad and shit. He said the last time he saw his dad when he was 18 and he pushed him down on the ground type of shit. So him and his dad didn't have a great relationship. So that's why
Hey
he
man,
didn't reach out to his dad.
let's talk about that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Getting pushed down on the ground by your dad.
No. He pushed him down.
No, oh, he pushed his dad down.
Yeah. The way he said it, he was
Okay.
like
Well,
the last time.
never mind then, because when he had told that story, that's why I got confused right there. Because I was about to say, bro, hey, getting pushed down on the ground by your dad compared to the other shit that you're talking about don't seem that bad. I don't think that was like the last straw on the camel's back to where you should never talk to your father again. But no, yeah, okay, so he pushed his dad down on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay,
He pushed
all
his
right.
dad down on the ground and he said that's the last time he seen him when he was 18. So I
Oh
was like,
no,
all
you
right,
got to piece that up though. You got to piece that up. You got
true,
your get back.
true.
You got your
But
get back, bro.
but even if there's a situation where you were traumatized by your dad and all this type of shit,
Mm-hmm.
you 45 years old. If your dad is still alive and this woman emails you saying that she's your mother,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a good reason to reach back out to my pops and be like, look,
Absolutely. Hey, it's this lady saying that she's my mom. I need to ask you some questions. I know we
yeah,
ain't talked in a long time. And his reaction and his response is gonna tell you everything you need to know. This
everything
you
you
right
need
though.
to
This could have saved this nigga a bunch of fucking heartache and trouble.
It's the out. I'm glad you said heartache. I'm glad you put heartache in
Yeah,
there because
yeah,
what ended up happening to the dude is complete fucking heartbreak.
bro.
But yo, so we'll hold on. Let's take a pause from him and we'll get back to we'll get back to Graham.
Hold on, real quick
So,
before you go. I'm gonna tell
okay,
you. I'm gonna tell you was I think I know why you was maybe a little confused during this because this shit confused me too. Every time they talked about something bad happening to this nigga, they was showing this nigga making the pastries and cakes and shit.
no, that's not why I was confused.
Okay, that's why I was confused.
It ended up getting answered. I was confused. I tell you why I was confused. When I
Yeah.
texted you, I was confused when she took him car shopping and shit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
So I was like, oh man, I was like, so maybe she do got some money.
no.
And then later on in the pod,
Oh, she had
later
some
on in
money.
the doc, well, even the car, like she put down a payment on the
Hmm.
car.
And he had to pay the rest.
Yes, he had to pay the rest, so she had enough to put down. But she told him she bought the cars outright.
Absolutely.
So
Even
that's
though, even though it's obvious that once you get that first fucking email about your goddamn car note, that's not true.
this is true. But then, like, what papers are you signing? Like, if
Yeah, that's another
if
weird thing.
yeah, because I'm like, they tell you how much your car, at least in America, they tell you how much your car payments are going to be.
Hey, you
Like,
know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking she bought that motherfucker and signed out for him and just told him it's in your name and blah blah blah.
well, even
Like
if
some
something
Suge
you
Knight
know,
shit.
they still have to sign a paper. So maybe he
Maybe
just
not in
didn't
the
go
UK.
over it.
Maybe not in the
I mean,
UK.
this is true. This is true. We don't know exactly what UK rules are. In America, you signing something.
Oh yeah, you damn sure got to sign something because if anything happens, somebody gonna be liable for this shit for sure.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I got confused because I was like under the interpretation that she bought the cars. But
Mhm.
then probably like 30 more minutes, that's when they told us, oh yeah, uh you liable for like $87,000 because she only put down like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5,000, whatever she ended up putting down. So like you said, she had money, but what ended up happening was like I said, she put down a down payment to basically get that motherfucker off the lot, but you stuck with this car note at this point. And I don't know how credit works over there, but if you turn that car in, your credit score is dropping rapidly. So that's probably one of the. I mean, at this point, I don't give a fuck what my credit score about
I
to
ain't gonna
be.
lie. Yeah, I better say this motherfucker clearly is not in his name, so that don't even matter.
Well, no, the car is in his name. The car was clear that they said that the car was in his name. That's why, because that was another reason why the number shot up the way it did.
Right.
Because when they were showing you like the debt little thing,
Yeah.
when the numbers start going up, they added the two cars.
Oh, that's what that
That's what made
was.
that's what made it go up higher. Was the cars.
Man,
My
yeah,
thing
nah, ain't
is
no way, bro.
I'm
Ain't no way.
turning them cars in. Y'all can have these bitches. I
Well,
mean,
my
I know
thing
my
is
credit
this.
score gonna take a hit, but
My thing is this. You just had a kid. Why are you getting these type of cars? Why don't you get
well,
some family friendly shit?
I mean, a Range Rover, you know what I'm saying? It's still an SUV. It's just a luxury SUV.
I'm
You
not
can still
driving my
put a
kids
car
around
seat
in no
back there.
Range Rover, bro. Yeah, but you gotta think about this. When that little nigga turned 3, that shit over with. You feel me? You don't want all the Cheerios inside the seats of the Range Rover. You
I
feel
mean,
what I'm
this is true.
saying?
This is true.
Yeah,
Unless you live a
that's
certain
crazy.
life where that's all you drive is upscale type shit, so it don't really
Right.
matter.
Yeah. He don't live
But,
that. Get
but
the
he
fuck
didn't.
out
Yeah,
of here.
exactly. He didn't live that life.
Yeah.
But which is wild, and this is why I say like some people that have a comfortable living because this is the thing. He
Mhm.
had just 20,000 just to blow when he still was good.
They both was good though. Him
So
and his wife.
exactly. So he said I
Yeah.
never had a good car. I
Right.
just think that some people who got money, some things just don't matter to them. They're just like, oh, dude, we did the pod on the Long Island killer. Dude
Oh
had
yeah.
bread, but he just
Yeah.
had a fucked up old house in the first generation avalanche. Like he just
That's why
didn't
he had
care.
bread.
Exactly. He just didn't care.
Yeah.
But to take a pause from him real quick, which is still intertwined. All this shit intertwined. But
Yeah,
then
for
you
sure.
bring in the Chinese guy, um,
Oh,
the white
wait,
guy, and
before you get there, we have to bring in two people. We got to bring in his wife, and we got to bring in his best friend. What's his name? Jonas.
oh, I forgot what it
Um,
was.
I think his best friend name was like Jonas or something like that. Those two. The wife was like,
Because he invited him to Switzerland with him.
yeah. So the wife was the one to me that that situation should have never got the way it was. Right.
Yeah.
The wife was cool with everything. She was excited because you know what I'm saying he meeting his mom for the first time, and he always talked about how he wished he could have had his mom, and you know how it is. You know what I'm saying when people don't have their parents, they definitely be yearning for having one of those parents.
Hmm.
So that's understandable. But to bring your wife into this situation and you start to see her slowly but surely get more and more uncomfortable with everything that's going on in the process of her being pregnant, that didn't set off no red alerts, flags, alarms, or nothing for this dude, bro.
I think that's why I think the cancer part is important, and that's what makes her the bit smart. I mean,
Hmm.
first off, we find out she's been doing the shit since she was in her fucking 30s,
Oh
and
yeah,
maybe even before
she's
then.
yeah, she's mastered
But
the game.
yeah, but I think that played a factor of all right, she only got 6 months to live. Like I can miss a little bit of time with my child and my wife because they got more time than quote unquote my
Hey
mom had.
man, nah, let's talk about that though. She tell you she got 6 months to live, but y'all on the plane. Y'all going back and forth and going to all of these destinations. You don't never see her do no treatments.
Never no treatment. But what she'll do is when
She'll
he's
be on
talking
the
about going
hospital
back
bed.
home, she'll I think all she did was take a bunch of sleeping pills, bro. When he was saying that, oh, she would be on the couch and
Hmm.
there was some days she just slept for hours. Man, all she
Or she
did,
was just
man,
laying there.
she took Dermatap and was
Something.
like, like I'm just gonna lay here and let her feel sorry for me.
Hey man,
I
fuck
don't
that.
want to leave.
See, and this is what I'm saying. He just I don't know what was wrong with dude, bro. Back to my least attractive point. He just didn't have the tools in order to see what the fuck was going on. Bro, if your mom, if you okay, she got 6 months, right? All right, cool. Yo, why don't you come live with us? Why don't you come to the house so I can take care of you? I gotta be around my, I gotta be there for my family. My baby is gonna be there, so you'll at least be able to interact with my baby.
He said that.
And she said, hell no.
I,
And she don't like
because
his wife.
I think that she knew the wife would pick up on that shit.
Well, the wife did pick up on that shit.
She did.
And so,
She
and
did.
this is where the best friend come in. Because the best friend goes, like you said, with him, and they kicking it, they talking, and she tells the best friend that she's gonna buy this nigga a house. If
No,
you are my son's
hold on.
friend, you are basically like my son. That's basically what she was telling this nigga. So
Yeah,
she then says, how much am I gonna give him? This nigga like shit, I don't know, 3.5. This nigga like 3.5. What the fuck y'all talking about? Nah, I'm gonna give him 7 million.
I
Tell you
thought she
something.
said she was gonna give him that. I
The
thought she
best
said she was
friend.
gonna give the friend. Yeah,
Yeah, she was gonna get because
yeah.
remember she was talking to Graham and she was like, how much should I give him? Graham was like, I don't know, maybe around 3.5,
No,
4.
no, no. That's not what happened. I just watched that shit. Graham went to well, they call it the toilet over there. He
Yeah.
went to the toilet.
To the
So
to the
she was
loo.
talking to him. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
talking to him and was saying that you his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I consider you like my son. So she was like, how much should I give you? Like, how much do you want? Because she was talking about buying him a house. So I thought it was just crazy for him to just, yo,
No, okay. So you mixing the two up. She asked Graham initially how much money should she give him, and Graham said 3.5 to 4, and then she threw out a bigger number, and then that's when they start talking about getting the house, and then in the middle of that, she was like, in order for me to give you a house, I need you to give me something in return. And that's when she asked him for some money. And he was like, well, I don't got no money. Like I can't give you no money. And then they had that little exchange back and forth, and then Graham came back because after that, him and Graham just started going to look at houses.
see, I thought it was that, yeah, you're right on the exchange thing. She did ask him for some money. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it was they went to look at the houses and he was like, how do I supposed to maintain this house? How do I supposed to keep up with this house? And that's when she asked him how much he wanted, and he said 3.5. And she was like, well, how about I give you 7? That's how I
Okay.
took that.
Maybe you are right. Maybe that sound. I think that's it right there.
But I was just still shocked on, and I know she said who her quote unquote father's supposed to be, but
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to just straight out say, yeah, yeah, you can give me 3.5 million. Yo, that's a wild ass number to throw at somebody, bro.
Especially a motherfucker you don't know.
Don't know. 3.5 million?
The fuck are we talking about?
That is a wild number to throw at an
Not
80-year-old
not
woman.
hey, you my best friend's mom. I really don't feel comfortable, taking on money from you and everything else like that. And it wasn't even that type of exchange. Oh no, you my best friend. You my son's best friend. I take care of my son. I take care of his family. I'm gonna take care of you too. Da, da, da. It ain't that. That ain't even the exchange. It's instantly. It's straight to it. So how much you want me to give you? Shit, I don't know. 3.5.
Yo, that's crazy.
Nah.
That's
My
crazy to
friends
say
know
to somebody I
first
never
and
met.
foremost, my friends know better. My
Yeah,
mom
don't be mad to
actually
see my mama for the 3.5
come
million.
on, bro. What we talking about? And then she say, "Well, don't tell Graham. Don't tell Graham."
Yeah, that's another thing. Why are you telling me not to tell? I've known this motherfucker longer than you have.
Ax. No, hey, big dog. Let's talk real quick. I don't know about this one, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this your mom or not, but whoever this person is, I don't think you need to be getting. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I mean. Least attractive people. These people just I don't. Maybe they need to come to America. Come chill in the hood for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Come to America. Come chill in the hood for a little bit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come see what criminals is like
Oh man,
because this is clearly a criminal.
it really is. It really is. The signs were all there. Even
Yes.
when it came to the Chinese guy, the Chinese girl, and the white guy.
Oh
It's like,
man.
and then like, so Graham, like I said, so Heather is like, yo, she's noticing, yo, like you taking money out of our account, you racking up on credit card bills,
Hmm.
like she's, she's scamming you or whatever.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, they go back to London. She's paying for everything.
Hmm.
So now that kind of prolongs it for
Hmm.
Graham because he's like, oh, well, she do got money. Look, I paid for all that shit in Switzerland. Now she's paying for everything in London. So
Hmm.
obviously she got money.
Now,
Man,
now that
she's
now
scamming.
that that situation with the wife, that's what really fucked it up. Cause
Yeah.
ain't nothing like your wife trying to tell you something and then some shit happen and you tell her, nah, that ain't it, to piss her off even more.
Oh boy. She was pissed, boy.
She ain't like
And
that
like
shit.
man, listen, that's why I be saying, man, you gotta be careful. Not in this situation, he picked a good woman. You know what I'm saying? In his situation, because I was gonna say you gotta be careful who you marry. Because some
Yeah,
women be like, all right, fuck that shit, I don't give a fuck. She's
right.
like, nah, something ain't right. Hey, she is the right kind of Karen.
Hmm.
Cause she was like, yo, something's not right about this woman. I'm figuring it out. Man, she
Absolutely. She was
found her
getting scammed
marriage
too.
certificates, bro.
Oh, hey, let me tell you something
Bro,
about the let me what is the wife's name?
Heather.
Heather. Salute to Heather.
Yes.
Because the one thing you're not gonna do, okay? You're not gonna be fucking with me and beefing with me while I'm pregnant and I'm about to have this baby. The worst thing you could do is mess with a pregnant woman. And she found the right one. She found the right one. Not to mention, they didn't really talk too much about his dad for real, for real. But this nigga's Asian. We find
Yeah,
out that this nigga's Asian because she was Asian. She was an Asian Muslim,
yeah.
or maybe pretended to be Muslim. I don't know about the Muslim part all the way through. Because remember when they was talking,
Changed her name to a Muslim name. Cause she said
no,
formerly known as
her original name was a Muslim name.
oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Because remember when they was talking, this is where my antennas went off. He said, what was her? No, he said, what was your maiden name? She said Hornigold. I looked at that and I was like, he didn't think to see that and be like, something a little off here.
Yeah.
Because her maiden name was Mahmoud.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she was supposedly Muslim, right?
Yep.
So because I think they got into that when she was like kind of explaining how she was going and they used to take care of the children in the city and the town that she was from or whatever and pass out like free food and all that type of shit. So that was that. But I'm like, the Mahmoud thing didn't even pop up. So like you didn't even question her about that. Like you didn't even catch that. The fact that she gave you, I think was it his dad's last name? I want to say that was his
I,
dad. Hornigold was his dad's last name.
I think it was because I think they were married.
Might have been. So she really
I
got this
believe.
nigga for everything then.
he got fucked over, and that's why he turned into a drunk and beat that kid.
Absolutely.
Um,
He
but
beat him because he seen the future.
that's not fun.
Yeah, he beat that nigga because he seen the future. He said
Come
she gonna
on,
come back
man.
and get this nigga too. I got to beat this some sense into this
Oh
motherfucker, bro.
man, come on, man. He got emotional talking about that shit.
I
Um,
bet he did.
so
He shit.
so
I'd have been emotional the whole goddamn interview. Bitch stole
yo,
everything.
we come to find out, bro. All of that money, she spent like 100. I think it was like 150,000
Hmm.
in London. Come to find out, it was the Chinese dude's money.
Big time balling. You hear
Yo,
me? Big
yo.
time balling.
But I'm trying to figure out. I can see how she got Graham, but these other three people, I
No,
don't understand.
I can see how she got the Chinese girl and the white dude too though.
I mean, like, yeah, but like this whole thing of like, don't tell Graham, don't tell Graham. It's like, why you
Well,
don't want us to tell
they
your
didn't meet
son?
Graham till later.
They didn't,
So
but
the whole get down with them. Remember, she said that she was gonna invest in them because I think they had a, was it a movie or was it a, no, it wasn't a movie. It was a tech firm or something like that. Some kind of company that they had.
something like that.
And she said she was gonna invest 2.5 million. And at the time, they had like damn near next to nothing compared to what she was about to invest with them. And they went ahead, signed the papers. That's when the lawyer and the accountant was there. They went ahead and signed all the papers and everything. And so now they geek. They like shit. We just got 2.5 million for the company. Like, and she is, you know what I'm saying? She basically an angel, well, not an angel investor, but she a silent investor. Like, yeah, we about to rock with this shit. Needless to say, she takes these niggas on the shopping spree of their life. When have you ever been in business with somebody? They invested in you and you had to buy them champagne.
Yeah, you had to buy them champagne, but they can't get to their money because of COVID. But this is the crazy part: y'all can get y'all money during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
but she can't get hers. Everybody, everybody's getting their money.
Except
Everybody's
her.
getting their transfer except her.
Come on, man.
That's what was boggling my mind. It's like, bro, like y'all, what are y'all not seeing? And
If
it's like,
if if one thing is gonna stand, bro, if one thing is gonna stand, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a fuck if it's COVID. I don't give a fuck if it's the end of the world. I don't give a fuck if planes start falling out of the sky. Rich people gonna be able to get their money.
point
They're gonna
blank,
find a way to get their money.
every time, never
Nigga,
fails.
the Dow Jones could drop and they getting their money.
And like that's what was so confusing to me. Is like you have to think like, now, don't get me wrong, some people got money from just either life insurance or something. Like there's a lot of the times a lot of people think people that got money are smart. That's not
Mhm.
always the case. Like sometimes it could have been some inheritance type shit or just basically being born into the right family type shit. But
Donald
it's
Trump.
like yeah, it's like, but how can you be this rich and that dumb at the same time?
Donald Trump.
Facts.
Nigga went in
So
front of a bunch of people and said he got a small loan of $1 million.
well, a small loan of $1 million. That's the wildest shit I've ever heard.
Hey
But
man,
this is the crazy
hey,
part. In the 70s, bro.
wait a
He
minute
said he
though.
got a small loan.
Where was the nigga that threw the shoe at George Bush during the press conference thing? He needed to be in that wherever that was. He needed to be there to throw them shoes at Donald Trump for that. That's not a small loan, nigga.
Yeah, that's not a small loan,
That's not
bro.
a small loan at all, bro. A
And
small
so
loan is like let me borrow $20 until Saturday. That's a
exactly,
small loan.
that's
You know
a
what I'm
small
saying?
loan. A small loan of $1 million. And I tell people all the time, man, like, oh man, he's a great businessman. He's so smart. I said, bro,
He
all he
is.
did, he yeah.
Because
I was like,
half the
yo,
niggas thinking that was a small loan, bro. Hey, he's a
that
great businessman, bro.
yes. That is a great move, but it's like at the same time, it's like, yo, if you really think about how he even got to where
Yeah.
he got a small loan for $1 million and he just bought the right real estate in New York.
Hey
That's all he
man,
did.
I mean, shit, he had the plug though.
Bro, that's just like Jay-Z. Jay-Z said in the song Story of OJ
Oh yeah, I could have bought a house in Dumbo when it was what
for
he say
for two, I think he said
two.
for 2 million.
Yeah,
Now, what did he say? Now it's worth
eight
he said,
million.
yeah, it was something like that. All he did was buy the right real estate in New York in the 80s. And that shit turned him into a mogul. Like that shit ain't that hard. Like it's really not. So anyway, to go back to my point, so she's scamming all these people or whatever, and so
Mhm.
now we get to the point where, like I said, Heather. Oh,
All right, we back.
all right. So Heather is like fucking cold case investigating.
Yeah.
She got down finds 3 marriage certificates. She noticed that one of them, she said she was born in 1940. Then another birth certificate, not birth certificate, but marriage certificate, she said she was born in 41.
Mm-hmm.
But she noticed all three of them, it was different father names on all three of them. So she's like, all right, something ain't right.
Two
She's
of them
trying,
say deceased though.
yeah, two of them say deceased.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's trying to tell Graham he ain't trying to hear it. He's so far gone. Like his friend said, man, this dude is brainwashed at this point. Like he's not, we're not
Nah,
getting
that nigga
through to
was
him.
living. I'm gonna be honest with you. That nigga was living high on the hog, bro. When she came
I can
back
see that.
and spent that money, that's what she got him. She locked him down with that.
I think so because he's also living a life that he don't normally live.
Mm-hmm.
And so he kind of really got caught up in it and just being in that lifestyle. And then and another thing I didn't get, and maybe she was just being kind to these people because like everything was a plot. Like she was smart at setting shit up because
Yeah.
even he said we would go into the restaurant, we would have the best table. The bellhop knew who she was, the
Mm-hmm.
waitress knew who she was, the chef knew who she was, like everybody knew who she was. So she obviously plotted this shit before she brought him in there, which was smart.
Nah, ain't no plotting. She done did this shit millions of times.
Millions of times. Because then we
Yeah.
find out they find an article in the paper back in like 1976 or some shit. This bitch was arrested for all types of petty crimes,
Come on, man.
shoplifting, goddamn, all types of shit. She scammed. She was scamming people in the 70s, bro.
And that's why this nigga daddy went through what
It-
he went through.
exactly,
You know,
exactly.
you know what? Not for nothing. I wonder if after this he went and pieced it up with his dad and got a DNA test. 'Cause that might not even be his daddy.
We don't know, but I'm glad you brought up DNA test.
Mm-hmm.
Which we talked, we mentioned it earlier, and you said the funniest shit ever. She might have intercepted it. Yo, that
Hey,
was hilarious.
I'm just saying.
So, so Heather was like, she's telling the police, what I'm saying, that she's scamming him and all this type of
Mm-hmm.
shit. And they was like, well, we can't press any charges because it's his mother. So they
And
was like, all right,
not even that. She's an old ass lady.
yeah, in a wheelchair
Come
that
on, man.
says she's sick.
Come on, man.
So he's like, I'm gonna do a DNA test at this point. And he's like, now, this is when he finally started drinking the Kool-Aid of, yo, this lady's fucking me over.
Yeah.
Like, she really is. And now he's hoping that the DNA test says she's not his mother. Now
Nah,
he's
nigga.
like, yo,
Nah,
he's
nigga.
like, he's like, fuck this bitch. Like, I don't want her to be my mother now.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take the DNA test, it says, now I'm saying 99.9%
Damn.
that it was his mother. So now he's like, why would you do that to your only child that you haven't seen in 45 years? And
That tells you everything you need to know, my nigga. She
hey,
waited
but
45 years to talk to you, my G.
oh man, if for somebody to wait 45 years to talk to you and then scam you out of 300,000 in a year.
Come on. Come on, bro.
Hey, bud, this dude got a cold life, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what she was all about. I'm gonna tell you exactly what she was all about.
Donations. Donations. Donations.
Hey, that's how she was on, bro.
That's it, man.
That's how
I
she
ain't
was
gonna
on.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. As gullible as he was, I did feel a little bad for the dude because for you to go through your life with this void of your dad is beating your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now the crazy part was, I don't know if you noticed this, he really said nothing about the stepmoms. I don't know. Maybe she was one of those stepmoms that kind of just hands off and just kind of just,
Or maybe she
you know
was
what I
getting
mean?
beat with him.
Possibly. So she just kind of just went along with whatever the father said, whatever the father did. She just kind of just fell in line.
Mm-hmm.
And so you going through this like your life where your dad is beating you and stuff, and your mom quote unquote left you and didn't want anything to do with you. There has been no contact in 45 years. So you got this void left where it's like, shit, man, like, it's kind of like foster kids where it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
when you don't know the story and it's like, man, like my mom just left me, like she didn't want me, when you don't really know what the whole story is.
But see, that's what I'm saying. He didn't even try to like deep dive into that.
True.
They had the first initial time they met. He asked her a whole bunch of questions and everything like that. And that was it.
Yeah, and she put it on the father, saying,
That's what I'm
"Oh,
saying.
he stripped you away from me." But even that, like that, even though, especially in those times, because he was born in, I believe, 74.
Mm-hmm.
Like there ain't a lot of times where a man just take a child from a woman and like
Gotta
they just cool
gotta
with that shit.
remember it's UK. We don't
Yeah,
we
I
don't
mean,
know we don't know what that shit like over there. That might be like a epidemic over there. You know what I'm saying? Where the father get the, you know what I'm saying? The way the mothers are here, it might be the fathers over there.
this is possible. It's very possible. And like I'm just watching this shit and I'm like, yo, like when we found out that it was really his mother, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was nuts.
Like to and this woman just really reached out to this dude because she didn't have anybody else to rob at this point. And I
Damn, bro,
think
your fucking magnum opus is taking out your son. It's crazy, bro.
that's crazy, man.
That's like some Victor Von Doom type shit, bro. Like that's fucking nuts, bro. That's nuts, bro. That's some Lex Luthor shit.
But just how you just even make that turn of you're so happy you found your long lost mother, you're so happy and all this type shit, and then you realize, fuck, this woman is scamming me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want her to be my mother.
Hey,
And then you get the test
and look,
results, and
yeah,
she is your mother. You like,
yeah,
damn, boy, what a 180 that shit turned into.
facts.
And so, like I said, he was reading up all those papers and reading up, what I'm saying? She's been doing this shit for years. And
Forever.
so then, and I think when she called him that last time, I think she broke again. So
Mm-hmm.
now she want to apologize. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so sorry. I'm so sorry I did this to you. I love you. You're my son. Man, I ain't trying to hear none of this shit.
Goddamn son. She was calling niggas grandson and granddaughter. You just out here free willy with the motherfucking relations, bro.
Yeah, everybody your son all of a sudden.
Fuck.
You abandoned your son for 45 years, but you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But you
Yeah,
want to
these
call
motherfuckers you
everybody your
just
son now.
met with $10,000 is now, man. Fuck on out of here, man. Nah,
Oh man.
hell no, hell
Yo,
no.
yo, this doc was crazy, bro.
Absolutely, man.
This shit was crazy.
Let's get into the fire flames, bro.
Let's do it.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right. Shit. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta get this a 4.
Okay.
Uh she was Magic Johnson level scamming at this point. Like this was some of the most impressive scamming I've seen in a documentary in a very long time, bro. To be able to convince all of these people that you have this absorbent amount of money and you know, especially during a time like COVID, and just be able to get this shit off. I'm talking about like just when a lot of this shit is just obvious. Like you made a great point earlier. All of these people have access to their money with no issues, except her. She's the only person in the world who's getting tied up at the bank, waiting on the wire, or it got to be a couple days, or whatever the case is. She's the only one who's having money issues during this time. Everybody else go to the ATM, they go to the bank, like they just, you know what I'm saying? They could transfer shit on their apps, whatever the case may be, except her. She can't do none of that shit. And the fact that they all was like, oh, well, okay, well, you'll get me back, sure. And just went along with it, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm.
So I'm going for.
uh I'm on the same page. I'm gonna give it a 4. This woman was diabolical, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like for you to have this one relationship with someone that you just ignored all of this time. And to me, it just felt like she got down on her luck and she was like, it's about to be COVID, the world about to shut down. I gotta scam. It's one person that I feel like it get. And you scam your son. Like, yo, that shit is wild. That shit is wild. Now, I mean, the newspaper clippings really got me.
Yeah.
Where they was just reading like all of the shit that she was doing back in the day, and it's just like, yo, this is just who this woman is.
Mm-hmm.
But to play around with sickness, to be 80 years old and telling people you got cancer, yo, that's wild.
I ain't gonna lie.
Because
you can't do that shit with me, bro. You
yeah.
can't pull that off of me, bro. If my long lost mom that I haven't seen for 45 fucking years pop up in my life, and all of a sudden she's only really popping up in my life because she only got quote unquote 6 months to live. And
live that last 6 without me.
yeah, come on, you did it for 45 years. What's 6 months gonna do to you, bro? Because I'm already not fucking with you. I'm keeping it real. I'm not fucking with you. I've been out here struggling, and well, he ain't struggling, but I'm just saying I've been out here struggling in life emotionally and mentally because you ain't been nowhere around. I've been longing for you all this whole time. I didn't know how to get in contact with you. I couldn't find you, no nothing. And out of all of this time, all you had to do was send me a fucking email.
But your dad's supposed to be this king or whatever, and y'all couldn't find me.
Well, she was illegitimate, so that she wasn't even. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck outta here. She illegitimate, but she has a piece of it though.
Come on, bro.
She got a piece of the empire, even though she's illegitimate.
And see, this is the thing. This is the thing. That's not how kings work. Because to be honest with you, she wouldn't be alive. If this nigga's the king with all this money and you're an illegitimate child, you getting chopped. You getting chopped. Ain't no abortion. The abortion is coming later on in the day. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You out of here.
Ah.
You are getting eliminated.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy, bro. They
That's
just went with that
hilarious.
story. You didn't ask, he ain't even asked questions about that shit. Like, nah, bro. Nah.
And now you sitting here, you know what I'm saying, with the damaged relationship with your moms, your girl left, your baby's in New Zealand. You know what I mean? Like now you stuck with your restaurant family.
And the fact I'm gonna tell you where my alerts would have set off as well. She was an Asian Muslim, and I don't see her pray. None. Nah, dog. Nah, dog. Nah. We ain't rocking with that. We ain't rocking
That's
with that.
funny.
Yeah, nah. I ain't seen one prayer rug the whole time we've been around here.
Not one.
Nigga, they blast the prayer over speakers everywhere in Dubai. Nigga, all of them, they get down and they pray, they do their thing. You mean to tell me that she ain't prayed once? Nah, come on, man. She ain't mentioned Allah. She ain't mentioned Muhammad. She ain't mentioned none of them. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
once.
She ain't told me Hamdulillah, Salam Alaikum, none of that. Nah, bro, I can't rock with her, bro. I can't rock with her. I'm cool. That's what I'm saying. It's too much. It's too much shit going on. That was it. This was way too obvious. This was way too obvious.
I agree. The signs were there.
Man, and they was big ass signs too. Let's get into the coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, man. Next episode is the last episode of our Black Marathon. It is the sequel to a previous Black Mirror episode called the USS Callister. This one is the USS Callister to Infinity. So, if you haven't seen that episode, it's pretty much about a game developer who uh, was able to take the software and create his own world within the game that nobody else could access except him. And the characters that he was using were people that were pretty much like he was beefing with. So he would find a way to take their DNA and create them inside the game through their DNA, as like a digital footprint, basically. And this is the sequel to that episode. So go ahead, watch it. If you can, go back and watch USS Callister as well, so you can kind of get caught up on everything of what's really going on, and jump in with us on the next episode when we cover it. If you like this episode, if you didn't like this episode, if you too want to find somebody where you can get $10,000 out of them by just telling them, "Hey, I'm the illegitimate son or daughter of whatever oligarch or politician or king, queen, whatever," then hit us up. Let us know on all our socials as we stated before. You can hit us up individually. You can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I got a link tree in my bio. You can follow me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. Last episode that is out is Straw, the Tyler Perry movie. So check that out on all major platforms.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Without you, there could be no us. And until the next time, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.